Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, Vito here, and we are doing another top 5 reaction. This time, it's not by Nuke, and it's not by Slapped Ham. This is by Goose Pimples, and this is Ghosts vs. You Scary Videos version 2. Now, I'd never heard of this channel until I'd watched a documentary on Nuke's rise to fame and some of the issues he's had. And bizarrely, in the last 10 minutes of the video, I spot my face. So go check out this channel, Goose Pimples. I will leave a link in the description down below. So let's see if we get Goose Pimples. I like that second camera.
Your hair. Can ghosts touch your hair? This group of scary videos are uploaded by different people.
You can touch my hair. Don't touch my beard. Don't touch the beard. If you're a ghost, kick the shit out of you. Or pour salt in a circle or something. Don't touch the beard.
Might help you make your mind up about it. Let's start with this girl who had no idea how dark things were about to get.
What the hell is that?
She was clearing up at the end of her shift when an invisible force pulled her hair with enough strength to drag her a few steps backwards.
What has that been recorded on? What decade was that from? That 1960s CCTV? I have never seen footage that liquidy. It looks like all the colours are just gone and they're just black and white bleeding everywhere. Does look like her hair is pulled up and she's gone backwards with it, but you can't make anything out in that.
And if a ghost can yank your hair in a coffee shop, imagine what could happen in a 100-year-old haunted house.
It's giving her a good yank.
Brittany Crabb decided to pay a visit to the Villisca Axe murder house, and she caught something pretty weird and creepy for sure.
Or make some kind of
Stranger Things wallpaper. I saw that.
movement around us.
I am always suspicious when people are framed like this. You're making... Is she wearing a Pennywise costume? Wearing a Pennywise costume. Anyway, when they're framed like this, it makes me wonder. I mean, this is about hair pulling, so it's going to be this side. Why wouldn't you center yourself? I mean, maybe this is a very amateur video, or is something going to move there as well, which would be should scream setup, but we'll see.
Did you catch it? Her hair moves slightly, almost like it got tugged. Some commenters seem to believe that this was just because of her hair texture, but when you look into the dark history of the house she was in, it's hard to rule.
Right, that was a wig, you could tell. That was clearly a part of her costume. It's got that synthetic hair look to it. That synthetic hair will have a lot of static in it. You know, I've seen wigs and hair extensions and stuff. They hold a lot of static. The costume she was wearing, which seemed to be a version of this, looked like the sort of place you would pick up in Rubies or whatever that's called. And when you pull one of those fancy dress costumes off, I mean, I've got one under there, I've got a Joker one under there, the static cracks and you open any sort of door handles for the next 3 days, you get in a shock. I think that's just static.
Out any paranormal activity. Back in 1912, the whole Moore family and 2 guests had an unexpected visit during their sleep by an uninvited guest and his sharp axe, if you know what I mean.
He came to chop some firewood.
all took their last breaths that night, and the case still remains unsolved over 100 years later, but the house become a paranormal attraction for many enthusiasts across the world. However, you don't have to be in a historical landmark to get your hair pulled when you're alone. It can also happen in the safety of your own home.
I am so cocked. Oh my god, hello? I had two.
That was really weird what's happening with your hair.
According to YouTubers The Creepy Corner, this girl was trying to record a quick Snapchat video when something seemed to pinch a strand of her hair. The movement seems pretty weird and it doesn't look
It's more than a strand.
like there's
clump.
anything attached to her hair either. But here's another one, uploaded by the
here we
YouTube
go.
channel, Really Haunted.
I've seen this. Her hair gets pulled. Unfortunately, as cool as this looks, if you've watched my other videos with these guys, he's now got disclaimers on the beginning of his videos to say these are for entertainment purposes only. There's another Welsh YouTuber, far bigger than myself, Mr. Gray, has debunked pretty much everything these guys have done. He'll claim to be in the home on her own. She will claim that she will never go back into the home, yet keeps getting interviewed there. Everything they do, you can... I fell for it in the beginning. My last video, or one of my recent nuke videos, I saw a wire pulling a wicker basket across the living room in 2 separate frames, so I have no stock in this at all. There's the shadow of somebody moving up. They'll claim it's a ghost shadow, but it's not. That's somebody coming in, pulling a wire.
Lee's wife can't seem to catch a break. The wall next to her would make it pretty hard for someone to be messing around off camera and accomplish that weird hair movement.
While I would agree, is fishing wire around her hair up onto the corner of the curtain pole to create a pulley system and then pull it back down this way. You could be stood outside the room. But before anything ever happens in this bedroom, there's always a shadow moves across this way, yet they won't put a camera on this wall facing down this way where all the shadows are happening. I wonder why they would do that or wouldn't do that. Generally, that could just be a pulley system. Quite easy to rig up. I could do it and I'm a fucking idiot.
Although, the shape of that dark, looming shadow creeping up the wall right before her ponytail gets pulled seems a little sus. Software masking techniques? Not sure, but it is definitely creepy. Surely though, Lee...
Ah, so maybe the shadow is actually them just being bad with special effects and they couldn't delete out him in a green... or somebody in a green... I use green screen, so if I wore a green t-shirt, I would be a floating head. I'm not using a green screen at the moment. If I wore a green t-shirt, I would be a floating head. So maybe somebody's just got like one of those green morph suits on, and they've just gone up to her and given the hair a yank, because you can eliminate anything green from the image. The fact that I saw a wire in one of the videos just means I'm dismissive of absolutely everything. Maybe this started because they had a few small things and they've just had to go next level with it for views. And if they were honest about it, I'd have more respect. But while they're claiming this is real, I can't say it's anything other than fake.
and his wife could just book into a lovely hotel for a break from all their paranormal activity, right? Well, just don't go booking a room in the Yankee Peddler Inn, because Roxy Quinn caught some footage that might make you close down that reservation tab.
Are they on a ghost hunt or?
Did you see how her hair moved? Let's take a closer look. Guests have reported many different sightings of shadowy figures, orbs, doors closing, and lights flickering over the years.
Can't see enough
and
of
there
that.
have been even a few tragic deaths in some of the rooms.
I mean, they have zoomed that into the max looking at that pixelation, so you can't tell if somebody's off screen pulling that.
Though sometimes those supposed spirits fancy less of a spook and more of a dance. It's Chantel 8 tried to create the usual cringy TikTok dance video, but she never expected to catch something that stopped her dead in her tracks. At first, you could say somebody just snuck up behind her and flipped her hair up, but when she turns her body around, there's nobody to be seen. It's throwing you. Can ghosts throw
What was all that?
people around? Take a look at all these scary videos before you decide. Let's start with the one uploaded by Fabrica de Fatos on YouTube. Was that a shadow of an arm? That boy should think himself lucky he didn't stand too close to the edge of that roof, else he could have met a very nasty end. The same could be said in this next clip posted by Chris Buell, which will strike fear into the heart of any new parent.
Seen this. Spider baby. He really wants out. Now, the bit where he's screaming, climbs up onto there, puts his arms up, gets his body weight onto that rail, all of that looked completely normal. Then when he stood up and balancing, there's just something off. He's not wobbling. His legs are perfectly rigid, like somebody's holding him there. And I'm guessing that's what they're saying is paranormal. Now, with all that noise, why hasn't somebody gone in to check on that kid? I'm a parent. If your kid's screaming like that, you go in and check on them. And bearing in mind, that kid can get out of that crib. Why have they left a fucking drill on the floor? There's just something off with that. I don't like it. I don't like that it's to do with kids. I never like any of the videos that are to do with ghosts and kids. It freaks me the fuck out. But it looks like that kid just managed to climb up onto the crib. But then the way he was just stood there, I mean, maybe he's just got really good balance for a kid that age. Normally when kids are that age, they don't have any balance. They just fall over for no reason. There's a drill on the floor in there, in a child's bedroom. How did he stand on there for that long? I don't know. But if you watch the movement on his arms, it just looks off. What's this arm? Doesn't look right. Looks like somebody's... I don't know if that's paranormal, but this horrible. Get in there and shoot your kid.
Crib surfing aside, those screams were not ones for changing or feeding. Those were screams of terror. That baby saw something that we couldn't, and it looked like something was holding his arms in front of him, taunting him before it let him fall. Luckily, he didn't get shoved the other way. But you're not even safe with your feet planted firmly on the ground. This next clip...
I mean, his feet were planted firmly on the ground. He was balancing on the edge of a crib. No, it did look odd. It did look like something was holding him by the arms. So maybe there is something paranormal there, but where the fuck were the parents? Look after your kids, dickheads.
It really shows you that there could be anything lurking within the shadows.
What just appeared there?
The last thing you expect
when
you've washed your hands is for someone else's hands to be throwing you around. At first glance, you could just say she hopped herself, but there's a faint shadow drifting behind her. At least she didn't end up like the security guard in a video.
She might have just slipped there. That wasn't a shadow. That was an image blur of low compression rate on the CCTV camera. I think she's just slipped there, to be honest.
Uploaded by D Mankind on Facebook.
D Mankind. You've had yourself an accident there, lad. What are you doing?
Something was playing a round of Mortal Kombat against a poor man. This was filmed in a block of council offices in Colombia. While a security guard was patrolling, something decided to throw him about the joint. Don't go watching these while you're in bed at night, unless you already are, in which case, make sure you keep those feet under the covers. In this clip,
who made that rule? That if you're under the covers, you're safe. Who made that rule? Because I'm never safe, because I just sleep with the corner of the quilt over me. Unless something scares me and then I'm under it. But nothing scares me.
Uploaded by Joseph Morris, a young girl seems to be sharing her bedroom with something a little more sinister than her imaginary friend.
Is that a copyright? She's having fun. I've seen this.
While there's a good chance she could have just crawled there herself,
It looked like
those
she did.
strangled screams for her mother and the smooth gliding under the bed tells us otherwise.
She was pushing off her
And
foot.
that isn't even the only strange happening associated with that bed.
She was pushing with her feet. You could clearly see that. She wasn't dragged. She even struggled to get in there. I don't know what she saw under there, but she's obviously realised she's stuck while she's halfway under, so gone full in, and then been calling for a mum because she's stuck, I think. I don't think there's anything paranormal in that.
Take a look at this.
Oh, I haven't seen this bit. Didn't you learn last time? You got stuck.
The strange voice yelling at her to lay down could have been anyone, but why did she immediately run to the same spot she got dragged the last time? And just as you were worrying about the safety of the children, something could just as easily sneak up on you and send you flying.
She's still
Check
pushing
out
with the
this
feet,
clip
though.
uploaded to the YouTube channel.
She was still pushing under that bed with the feet. I don't know what's under there enticing her in, whether somebody's put a speaker under there. That's odd, but she was pushing herself under it. Nothing pulled her that I could see, or it didn't look like she was pulled. It looked like she pushed herself under. Why she's pushing herself under there, I don't know, because she's been stuck already.
Paranormal world. If there's one thing these shadow figures have in common, they really don't like people walking down hallways. But surely, if you just run home and lock your doors, nothing can get.
Shadow thing hit him over and then dragged him up the corridor. I got nothing. I mean, that could be masking, I suppose. And somebody's just pulling him. And they've tried to delete it, couldn't delete it all, left the shadow in it to make it look like a ghost. But I don't know, that looked odd. I know nothing about special effects to be able to tell what exactly is going on there. But that is weird looking.
Get to you, right? Apparently not. Take a look at this one uploaded by Beyond the Grave on YouTube.
I'm sorry. Racist.
That bugs in your house? Stop using traditional insecticides to get rid of them. Get Vivo. Deadly for bugs, safe to use. People and pets. They use disinfectant.
Now, what I would say there is, you can't see any down that side of the bed. There could be somebody there that's grabbed her and pulled her out. However, she didn't seem young. In fact, I would go as far as to say she's elderly, and she has gone down with a fucking bang there. She's probably hit her head there. I can't see that being fake and her risking her health. I mean, the older you get, the more frail you get. I mean, I'm I'm not as young as I once was. My knees hurt. My back hurts. A fall like that would hurt me. Probably wind me. A fall like that, someone her age, potentially break your hip, elbow, shoulder, collarbone, concussions. If that stage is really fucking stupid, I can't see anybody risking the grandmother or something for YouTube hits.
At first, we could assume she was just sliding off the bed as her feet were already dangling out, but the channel is full of other weird paranormal happenings inside that house, and they also claim their mother had reported the sensation of cold hands wrapping around her ankles on multiple other occasions. But it's one thing having your sleep schedule messed with when you're expected the ghouls to come out around that time. What about when your daily routine gets dashed by some kind of supernatural force? Channel Mystery 31 uploaded this one on YouTube.
I think I've seen this one as well. I think he gets dragged. Dragged up the stairs.
It could just be some brilliant editing, but the way he helplessly flails around like something literally picked him up is pretty weird and creepy for sure. And now even your workouts can get rudely interrupted by the paranormal.
I mean, again, I don't know anything about special effects, but that was, if that's real, that is something really powerful. That has just lifted him up and yanked him into another room. How bizarre. Probably fake, but still, if it's not, wow. Pushing himself.
The rope swing, the light flicker, and all of a sudden, the weight begins to roll towards the poor guy.
Easily done.
Carlos Ruiz, official, managed to catch it all on camera, and even though many try to debunk this video,
I can.
It's still pretty creepy.
He's thrown himself. Look at the angle of that leg is on. He's using his shoulder and his foot to give himself momentum like he's being dragged. And who has a security camera on an angle like that? That's weird. But watch this foot and this elbow. He's always got this foot as well. He's got 3 points of contact with the floor and he's pushed him. When he's in the gym, he's a physically fit guy. And he's just using his own body to propel him there. There's nothing looks paranormal to me there.
It had to be included in this
Look at it.
section. With that being said, what do you think?
No.
Can ghosts really drag people around?
Not
Let
him.
us know. It's pulling you. Here's a little compilation of reasons why you should not sleep over in a haunted house.
I would.
Hey everybody, this is Kathy
do.
at the Haunted Hill House, Mineral Wells, Texas. We've got the group gone and now it's quiet so we can focus on what happened here. This was at 2:15 a.m. in Jacob's room. This happened last night, early this morning, and I've got it zoomed in to where we can see her getting pulled off the bed. So watch carefully and you'll see her getting yanked. As you can see,
That t-shirt said, United we stand. United we stand, divided you get yanked off a bed. That person there was blocking the view to see her foot. I don't know about that. Paranormal investigators, don't know. Easily faked.
she was yanked off the bed. This
Show us the original footage and not you with your phone looking at a very small section of the screen.
was not a fall. And then they ran out.
This was taken at the Haunted Hill House in Texas, a scary video uploaded by the YouTube channel American Ghost Hunter. A girl getting pulled out of bed was already creepy enough,
Alright, so this is going to happen at 3:14. Drew is the guy right here in the white. So he's in here kind of provoking, saying you want to pick on a girl, pick on me.
Where's the original footage? Why can't we see that?
Did you see he got pushed?
I saw him run.
I don't know if I'll be able to zoom in on that one. We'll try. That's where, is that, did he get pushed?
So right here it goes.
Alright, so I'm going to try to zoom in this area to see if we can see Drew get pushed.
He's right.
Alright, there we go. Let's rewind it a little bit so we can see again.
I can't make out enough on that.
Wow.
See how hard it pushed him. Alright, so this is the one where they close the door, they leave, and something slams the door and pulls the knob. You see the knob pull? So we're going to rewind that again.
Push from the other side?
I'm going to zoom in to that doorknob to see if we can get a better view of it. See the doorknob moving? Okay, here.
I've been very skeptical today just because of really haunted. I mean, these people could have been pushed and pulled, and I'm just like, nah, he didn't. But he could have just ran. That could have been pushed. Door knob could have been pushed from the other side. I don't know.
Here we go. Watch as the doorknob closes. Look, it even lifted the screw up. Did you see the screw lift?
The house was originally a brothel, and it's now over 100 years old. It not only has seen death and maniacs' black magic throughout the years, but the testimonials left by its guests seem pretty legit as well. Check out what Charles B. wrote on TripAdvisor, quote, "I have been there 3 times and have had paranormal experiences each time. This is the real deal, folks, not kid-friendly, shadow people, moving objects, voices, etc. But how about we step outside with YouTubers Gank Gumpy to a burial ground that is home to over 200 corpses. This burial site isn't just a normal one though. It is only for those who have had no relatives left to retrieve them. The guys attempt to summon some of these supposed spirits with a ritual which involves sleeping in one of the empty graves. But turns out those ghosts really didn't fancy any company. The channel claims that he was alone as just a few shots before, the whole team, including his co-host, walked away to let him complete the ritual. So who the hell tried to pull him out of the grave?
Who the hell tried to pull him out of the grave? Whoever grabbed his shirt.
Is only for those who have had no relatives left to retrieve them. The guys attempt to summon some of these supposed spirits with a ritual which involves sleeping in one of the empty graves. But turns out those ghosts really didn't fancy any company.
There's glitching there, which to me is a masking effect that hasn't been utilised properly. There is some definite trickery going on there. All up here, look, all of this noise shouldn't be there. This is further away and is cleaner without any noise. This is pretty clean except for one section there. All of this there, they call it, I'm calling it noise, it's distorted image, but in editing it's called noise. They have masked something there and it hasn't quite worked because look, I've really got my skeptical head on today. That pull is just somebody reaching over and grabbing him, or a wire that they've tried to delete, because there's a little patch there. All of this, why would all of this be that glitchy for just for a wire? They'd only have to take out one little mask section there, maybe. I don't know how to mask properly, but I know how to spot it. Look, it's all there as well.
The channel claims that he was alone as just a few shots before,
fake.
The whole team, including his co-host, walked away to let him complete the ritual.
Absolutely fake.
So who the hell tried to pull him out of the grave?
Look at it.
Again, many tried to debunk this video, but His co-host walked away to
Wait.
let him complete the ritual.
When he moves, watch all of this digital noise here in this area. His shirt's pulled that direction. Watch all of the distortions there.
Who the hell tried to pull him out of the grave? Again, many tried to debunk this video, but whether
Well, I'm
it is
asking that you
real
can see
or
it.
fake, it is definitely not for the faint of heart. Here's another creepy one uploaded by the Dark Path.
It's a fake. There was digital blending and masking going on there that hadn't been quite done to a degree that it should have been, and I could spot it. The grave next to it is further away from the camera and didn't have that distorting. Unlucky.
Scary. You probably watched this one already, but of course, we had to include it in this mega compilation of ghosts touching people.
Who the fuck sleeps like that?
What makes this clip bone-chilling isn't the violin pulling itself, but the fact that the man sat on top of his pillow straight away, clearly having a panic attack. Either his acting is immaculate, or he was generally shot to the core.
When he bounced on the bed, it was like he was so stiff and rigid, like he was bracing for it. But when the first lift, I was unsure. But then look at his hands. Has he thrown himself there? No.
What makes this clip bone-chilling isn't the violin pulling itself, but the fact that the man sat on top of his pillow straight away, clearly having a panic attack. Either his acting is immaculate, or he was generally shot to the core. Here is another one being pulled by something.
I thought that last guy had lifted his legs or thrown himself to the caterpillar. Maybe he's got the upper body strength, but his arms were flat on the bed and his legs have bent up in a way he'd have fucking injured himself if he tried that himself. I don't know how that was done. Much more believable than the graveyard one at the very least. Next. Might be a week already.
Although this video uploaded by Haunted Safari still looks pretty creepy, we can't help but notice that some dust comes down from the ceiling when the dude gets pulled. And maybe it wasn't strong enough to hold the string, or did the poltergeist have to hold a little too tight?
And there was
Before
masking.
you decide, let's go over to Mindseed TV as they investigate a house where a woman recently died in. They didn't expect to find much until one fateful night. We can see Casey clearly unable.
Every time I watch a Mindseed video, these guys are going to bed. They're getting paid to nap. No sleeping on the job. And every time something creepy happens to them, they're napping. I enjoy their videos. I think there's a lot of trickery and fakery involved, but they make good quality content. There's a lot of production value in there. There's some stuff I don't think is fake, and there's other stuff I think they've probably added for, you know, a couple of extra clicks.
Unable to sleep. He explained that throughout the whole night he was having vivid nightmares where he was being attacked by a faceless being, but when he finally drifts off with his arm dangling over the bed, the way his whole body moved was so
It was like he was
unnatural.
yanked.
Later on, he even went on to say he could feel something faintly gripping and pulling him out of bed. But what do you think? It's touching you.
Oh.
When you feel a cold sensation on your shoulder, you can usually brush it off as nothing but your imagination. Maybe you've been watching our scary compilations a bit too late at night. Let's see what it looks
I watch
like
them early
to
in the
be
morning.
touched by a ghost.
Was that just bad
Tyler
compression?
Medeiros TV uploaded this clip showing a shadow figure stalking down a public footpath. And while
Then why would he be that distorted and them not? And he gets close enough to hit somebody that's in... Okay, this is odd.
it's pretty easy to edit a shadowy figure, the person that the figure walks through right at the end turns around, as if acknowledging something. Here's another one. This time a ghost that seems to be interested in touching a little more. Posted by FarMacan52 on TikTok, it shows a woman's reaction that seems to be one of genuine shock.
Was bright.
Although
I've
she
seen
must
this.
be a light sleeper, considering only a little bit of movement jolted her awake. Could this be the result of some off-screen tampering, or real footage of ghosts touching people? What do you think? Either way, make sure you tuck yourself in extra tight tonight. But if you haven't seen part 1 of this compilation, click here to watch it now and cancel your sleep tonight. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to avoid missing our weekly Spookfest. Thanks for watching. Stay in the dark.
Some good videos there. I think there's a lot of fakery there. But enjoyed it. I enjoy trying to pick apart what people are trying to pass off as the paranormal. The guy with the bed pulled up and the dust falling down off the ceiling. You can see the masking all over that, and the dust falling down just adds to the fact somebody's above him and giving him a good yank. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I did enjoy that. Don't enjoy pulling people's videos apart and calling them fakes, but there was a lot of fake there. But it wouldn't be fair of me to think that everything is haunted or everything is fake. I just try to give an honest opinion. So let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you for the next one. Beardo out.